Oh, come on. White people have so many fantasies about magical Negroes. My God. My name is Roxane Gay, and this is What's Your Take? Play.
Yeah, you think?
Sorry, it was a great movie. It was actually kind of sad, so that clip is not indicative of the movie as a whole, but The Best Man was a classic, and The Best Man's Wedding was a really good follow-up. Oh, good movie.
What's your story?
Well, since you asked, I hate niggers. I hate Jews.
I mean, who among us hasn't wanted to call the Ku Klux Klan and set up a little meet and greet? But piece of trivia, that's Denzel Washington's son. And he's very, very talented. But the movie Black Klansman is painful and hilarious, and painful and hilarious. And I really loved it. Oh, for fuck's sake. This movie is trash. I can just say that now.
Nope.
Now I'm going to ask you a more serious question.
Good Lord, a white savior fantasy.
Stand on the line
Also
if
trash.
you've lost
Nope.
a friend to gang.
Oh, it's Nicki Minaj. I actually like the movie Precious. I think it had some issues, but Gabourey Sidibe was incredible. She really put her whole heart into that role, and Alicia Keys was also really good. It's a painful film, but one well worth checking out. It was great to see a narrative that was mostly concentrated on stories about Black women and their lives. So that was a really good step forward. Oh. Somebody read Bad Feminist. Also a trash movie, but really well acted.
Nope.
I thought the character arc of Django was actually really interesting in that he is trying to rescue his wife and the love of his life from slavery. And so that part was great. The problem I had with the movie was just that Quentin Tarantino loves to use the N-word flagrantly and without any sort of consideration, and seems to think that he has every right to do so when the movie could have stood without it. Oh, I just watched this on a plane. Another terrible movie.
Nope.
Racism is always a club role, isn't it? I think it's really important to talk about racism in all popular culture, from film to television to books to music and art. But the problem with a movie like The Green Book is that it's ahistorical, and it prioritizes the story of a white man coming to understand racism over really exploring the racism that the Black man endures. So I just think we have to come up with better ways of telling stories about racism that don't prioritize the narratives of white people coming to the Lord. Get Out! Such a good movie. Every time I watch it, I see something new in it. And I just saw Us, his follow-up film, and it was also incredible.
Can you talk?
Oh, come on!
Yes, boss. I can talk.
White people have so many fantasies about magical Negroes. My God. My God. But R.I.P. Michael Clark Duncan. He was a really good actor and a beautiful man.
Hey, what you doing?
That is one of the sexiest scenes in all of movies. Incredible movie. Trevante Rhodes was so good in that movie. And that whole scene, the intimacy of it as it plays out, and then it goes into this really nuanced and gorgeous ending. I loved Moonlight. I think the ending really was this way of bringing the entire story of Chiron full circle. And it is an ending that is more hopeful than a lot of people give it credit for being, and I really appreciated that. I think it can be really useful to have an unresolved ending. He told the story he wanted to tell. The story he told was very complete, and we don't know what happens at the end, but we have room to imagine. And I think that room to imagine is really useful, and it puts some of the work of understanding the movie in the hands of the viewer instead of the hands of the writer and director. It depends on the story that I'm trying to tell, but generally I do leave endings unresolved because they are in life unresolved. Things are still in progress in many people's stories, and so I try to give the reader about 70 to 80% of what they might expect from an ending. Thank you for watching. What's your take? This is Roxane Gay.